If you think it's hard to pry details of a murder investigation out of a police detective, then trust me, it is. Try getting anything out of a military police detective. We've been trying since June to get details on the Navy's investigation into the murder of Angelina Resendiz, an active duty sailor on a warship docked in port in Norfolk, Virginia. Angelina's body was found June 9th, but prosecutors now say she was killed on or about May 29th. That's a week and a half earlier. Authorities say she was killed by a fellow sailor with a history of alleged sex assaults. Everything I just said after June 9th was revealed for the very first time just last week in a closed-door pretrial hearing. But my next guest was in there. She, too, has fought an uphill battle for crumbs of information and is now fighting for justice. Esmeralda Castle is Angie Resendiz's mom. Esmeralda, thank you so much for coming back on the show. And I'm so sad that it has been so hard for you to get information about what happened to Angie. But it's pretty amazing how much you just learned in the hearing last week. Can you tell me what you found out?
There's a lot of details to what happened, but basically, there were several groups who knew about Jeremiah Copeland before he made it to Angie. And that, besides all the details of how it was done, just knowing that they knew, everyone in charge knew. The only people who didn't know were the service members.
So let me talk about a little bit about the information that came out, which is just sort of, it's jaw-dropping to think that this guy was still in the Navy. So his name is Jeremiah Copeland. He's a seaman. He's a culinary specialist, like Angie was as well. They worked together. He was charged with crimes against 4 other women, military and civilian, since the year 2023. Aggravated and abusive sexual contact, aggravated assault through strangulation, 2 separate sexual assaults, and 2 counts of domestic violence. Has anybody explained to you, Esmeralda, why he wasn't already locked up and why he was still in the Navy and able to access your daughter?
Of course not. According to the Navy, they did everything by the law, and they followed the procedures accordingly. And so no one's going to explain that to me. We just see it for ourselves, what it is. This is a pattern.
And
this is practice.
And of course, I assume they're saying that they're still, these are still charges and that they're maybe not convictions yet, and maybe that's why, but still, I don't know if you're able to, but I think you found out some details as well about how your daughter was treated after she was murdered. Like there were several days when she was hidden.
That's those things are hard. Those things are hard to say and to think about and to try to understand why this is happening or why that happened or how that was allowed to happen. And everyone in between who could have done something, who could have helped her, they chose not to. It was a choice because they knew what she was being looked for and they knew it was out of character. And if they did see her and did nothing.
The details that came out in this hearing that Angie was murdered in his barracks and that he allegedly kept her remains in a briefcase or duffel bag stowed away in his closet for 4 or more days. But ultimately, Angie was found in a black wheeled duffel bag. Esmeralda, we'll continue to follow this case, and hopefully you'll be getting more information as each of these hearings is scheduled. I hope you'll come back and help us to find justice for your daughter, for Angie. I'm so sorry that you and your kids are having to go through this.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.